What's up, Bakugan fans? It's D-Heart. I'm going to look at all the Pyrus Dragonoids for the Bakugan Pro trading card game and see what I think could be a weakest to strongest list of all the Pyrus Dragonoids. So if you're a fan of Dragonoid and the Pyrus faction is native faction, let's go through and see which toys you should pick up for the Bakugan Pro trading card game. Okay, here we go. Weakest to strongest. Let me know what you think. What Dragonoids am I missing? I have all the Dragonoids that I have. Maybe I'm missing one or two special exclusive ones. This list could go so many different ways. What would you change about it? First up, I have Battle Planet Dragonoid. 200B, 5 damage with a Fire Fist and a Green Fist. This guy's B power is really bad, not competitive for the Bakugan Pro trading card game, but if you roll him on a Fire Fist and he's up to 11 damage, he could be pretty good for a damage wins play, and that's what Pyrus has. Damage wins. This turn, the victor is decided by the highest damage instead of B. So using these two cards, this list is going to get crazy. Though he may be the weakest in B power, Battle Planet Dragonoid has 11 damage for damage wins, which is not bad at all. Next, there's Armored Alliance Dragonoid. Here he is. B power, he's awful. He'll get up to 550 on that Green Fist. But damage wins, this guy is really, really strong. He can get up to 13 damage if you roll him on this Green Fist for damage wins. And 13's no joke when you're playing damage wins, so this guy could be one of the top list for damage wins. Then we have Battle Planet Dragonoid Ultra, and I'm holding the hyper version of the toy right here. His wings fold out like that. Forgot his horn. 500B, 5 damage with a magic shield and a Fire Fist. So this is a little bit balanced. He can get up to 1150, or he can get up to 11 damage. Still not very competitive B power wise for the pro trading card game. He is outdated a little bit, but damage isn't that bad. And the fact that he comes with both of these cores allows the flexibility for going B power wins or damage wins. Then we have Titan Dragonoid, and I don't have the toy. You can tell by the coloring of this card. I just printed out a proxy, glued it just as a placeholder here. He's got 700B, comes with a shield, so he's getting up to 1100B and 3 damage, making him not very strong. But the toy's cool. I don't have the toy. I'd love to find it one day, and the card would be sweet if I ever found a real copy of it. So here's the placeholder. Titan Dragonoid. Then we have Platinum Dragonoid from Bakugan Evolutions, Neo Dragonoid. Now, he's got 500B and 1 damage with a Helix and a Green Fist. He's not strong if he's landing on a Helix just by itself. So that puts him at the low end of the list, but if you're gonna get a Helix and a Green Fist on him, then he jumps to obviously one of the strongest Dragonoids on this list. He would get up to 2200 or 2250 with 1 damage or 0 damage, depending on the Green Fist that you pick up. So he's a B power monster if he can get it. If not, if he can't get that Helix and a Green Fist, he is a bit underwhelming. Then there is Secrets of the Geogan Dragonoid, Geogan Rising. 2 magic shields. This is the elemental version, 600B, 5 damage. If you win the battle, you get a look at the top card of your deck and put it at the bottom or keep it there. He can get up to 1250 on a magic shield, and he's super cool because he comes with 2 of them. So you can share magic shields with your Bakugan teammates for the pro trading card game and let others be strong. Next is Bakugan Evolution's Mythic Dragonoid, the 5 Below release of these Mythic Bakugan. He could be so much stronger because of the core manipulation that he has on here, but straight B power wise, he's only going to get up to 1250 or 850 on a magic shield and a Fire Fist. But what makes him incredibly strong, and maybe one of the top ones on this list, is that if you land on a Fire Fist, you take your opponent's core, you remove it, and put it onto the matrix yourself, so it's a core removal for free. He's got a reroll in there for free, so you could land on this core, be up to 7 damage, 850B, and your opponent doesn't have a core, or you could go damage wins. You could get up to 10 damage, your opponent doesn't have a core, and they're in trouble. They gotta figure out what to do. So he could be pretty low on the list with just base B power, or he's super high because of his core manipulation, which he is. Then we have Neo Dragonoid from Bakugan Evolutions. This one's still in stores, magic shield and a Green Fist, 700B, 6 damage. Those stats are pretty big, 706, so he's balanced. And he's coming with a magic shield, so he can get up to 1350 and 6, which is really high. If he's landing on a green fist, he can still get up to 9 damage and try to compete with some damage wins. That's an option too. So he's balanced, but overall B power getting up to 1350 is pretty low competitively. Then there's this Dragonoid and Auxillataur Ultra. Now he's a fusion. I didn't put a lot of fusions in here, but there is this fusion and he's pretty sweet. I have the toy. I got it bulk off eBay, but it didn't come with the card. So I printed a proxy card. 800B, 1 damage, 2 fire fists. If you get up to 8 energy, you can fuse him, flip him over. He's 2000 B and 5 damage. And if you are sharing a magic shield, he's 2650. If you're not sharing a magic shield, he'll get up to 2250, which is still enormous, and 8 damage, or you could still do damage wins and be up to 11. He's not super strong damage wins, he's good, but this is a B power monster if you can get up to 8 energy, or if you can tease him out with energy acceleration cards. So he comes with the Dragonoid Infinity toy, which I never bought myself, like I said, but I got him off eBay. So pretty cool card here and a really strong fusion. Next, there's Platinum Neo Dragonoid. Platinum version, metal, 800B, 2 damage, 500 on a green fist, so he's getting up to 1450 and 4 damage on this fist right here. And that's strong. 1450 and strong is competitive. We're getting close up there to the ones that you could definitely use in the Pro TCG and immediately be successful. I have the other version of this guy that came in the Mythic pack from Walmart. I can't find him right now though, but his base coloring is red. So there's a yellow version and then there's a red version. Same Bakugan character card. Then there's Dragonoid Ultra from Armored Alliance with a 900B base power. He doesn't come with strong cores to make him really competitive. Get his horn up. He'll get up to 1300 on this shield, 1302, which is not super strong, but if you're sharing magic shields with a 900B base, he's 1550B off the roll. That's pretty darn strong, and it's competitive in the game. And being an ultra, although it's not consistent, he can double core somewhat easier than some of the core friends of his. So that could be pretty cool too if you can roll him and flip him backwards and land him on 2 cores. Next is Mythic Dragonoid, the elemental version. So he's better than his base Mythic version. 2 fire fists, 900B and 5 damage. He does come with the reroll. He does come with the land on a fire fist and you remove your opponent's core. This guy is in the middle of the pack right now, already towards the strongest Bakugan, but honestly, he could be the strongest by far. If you're doing damage wins with him and you land on this +6 fire fist, he's 11 damage and your opponent has no core. That means that I think 100% of the time, no Bakugan has more than 10 damage. You would be winning damage wins, plus the benefits that you get from these two. You get 1 damage with Midas Indius and you get 2 with Mac. Or if you're running B power, it's still really strong to land on a core that's 250B and 3 damage, and you're at 1150 and 8, and your opponent doesn't have a core, and you're always going to be stronger because the B power for Bakugan get as high as 1000 is all. So your opponent is always going to be playing from behind when you're rolling Mythic Dragonoid unless they have a reroll counter strategy, which a lot will nowadays. So this guy could be top 1, 2, or 3 on the list pretty easily. But we have this regular Dragonoid from Bakugan Evolutions a little bit higher at a very base level because he's coming with better cores that get him up to 1300 right off the roll. So at a base B level, he's got higher B power than the Dragonoids before him. 2 damage means he's not really good for damage wins. 2 shields means he's not bringing a lot of strong cores to the battle. If he lands on a magic shield, which is shared from a friend, he'll be 1550 and 2. That's strong, but he's not doing it on his own. However, with a base of 900B, that's really strong. And this is the Bakugan. He is the same mold from Secrets of the Geogan Dragonoid. So 2 different years worth of Dragonoids, but the same mold. Then we have Geoforge Dragonoid, who was the first metal Bakugan in this new age. 900B, 1 damage, magic shield and a fire fist. He's really cool because he's got crazy balance. He'll get up to 12 damage for damage wins, which is really good. if he lands on that Fire Fist. If you want to go for B power, he's 1550, and that's really competitive too. This guy can do it all. His only downfall is he's really hard to roll and pick up a core. See, I rolled him too hard. He flips back a little bit. Sometimes he rocks and picks up the core, but if he doesn't, you're out of luck. You opened him up, he has 900, but he didn't pick up a core. A lot of practice to be good with this guy. Next up, loosely, remember, I chose Dragonoid Tretorous, 300B, 4 damage, magic shield and a Fire Fist. He's a fusion. He's really cool because when you're rolling him on the 3rd turn, you can pay that 3 energy and you can be up to 1800 B. 1800 is really, really strong. And you got to pick up this core, 800 for a fusion, 800 B for a Bakugan is strong no matter what. It puts Dragonoid Tretorous pretty high on this list. And like usual for a lot of these Dragonoids, he's well balanced. So if he lands on a Fire Fist, which he has one with him, because you want to do damage wins, he's at 11 damage. That's competitive for damage wins. Before the fusion, he's 10, not bad. Next we have Dragonoid Ultra from Geogan Rising, Secrets of the Geogan. He's got 1000 B, 2 damage with a Fire Fist and a Green Fist. This is the elemental version. He's so strong because he's got 1000 B. If he's landing on a magic shield, which is shared from a friend, he's 1650 and 2. That's dang strong. The reason I put him a little bit higher than Dragonoid Tretorous Fusion is because Dragonoid Ultra can get 1650 on the 1st turn if you're rolling for a friend's magic shield. You gotta wait for the 3rd turn, or at least 3 energy, to fuse and get up to your 1800 for Dragonoid Tretorous. So like I said, this can go a lot of different ways. It's a very loose strength list, but 1000 base B for Dragonoid Ultra, Geogan Rising, puts him pretty darn high in this list. And the last one I have here, potentially one of the strongest Dragonoids, Monster Truck Drago. Just picked him up the other day. He's got the Battle Planet mold of Dragonoid core. He has Monster Dram on the wing, Dragonoid right there. He's a little bit different than regular. Overall, he's pretty similar to the base model. He also comes with 1000 B base power and 3 damage. 2 Fire Fists, so on his own, he's getting up to 1250 and 6, but he's got 3 rerolls. It's crazy, and if you're playing him against other Bakugan that are trying to be really tricky, like these Mythic Bakugan or other Bakugan that have core manipulating symbols down here, you can afford to miss a lot more times, while the Mythic Bakugan can only miss 1 time, and you can outdo them when they're trying to steal your core. Because you don't want to land on your core when they're landing on a Fire Fist. So when they're going to land on a Fire Fist, you purposely miss. And they can only do it once, you can do it 3 times. So you can outdo anybody trying to steal your cores through these core symbol techniques here. So in all these different ways, Monster Truck Drago is making a big argument for him being one of the strongest Dragonoids that we have out there. Plus his card is so cool. The holo effect, the monster truck, the full card art. I mean, this is easily one of my favorite character cards that they have released so far. This guy's awesome. Let me all know what you think. Did I capture a good list of Dragonoids? Who else would you add on here? Who did I miss? Who do I need to add to my collection? What's your favorite Dragonoid to use?